Hello, Mrs. Fawn's here, and we are reading Because of Mr. Terupt, and we are going to be introduced to the third character, Luke. And I am loving this book so far, getting to know these characters. Each chapter is written in the character's point of view, which I think is very interesting. I did read this in class today, but we didn't actually get to finish the Luke chapter. Each of these is really short, so just hang with me for a few minutes if you want to listen to this chapter about Luke. I like school. I'm good at it. I get all A's. So when Mr. Terupt announced our first math project, I was excited. Dollar words was crazy. Definitely not a worksheet problem like all the others I've ever been given. Not even close. We had to assume that the letter A was worth 1 cent, B 2 cents, C 3 cents, and so on, making the letter Z worth, anybody know? 26 cents. The challenge was to find words that equaled $1 when you added up their letter values. Not 99 cents or $1.01, but $1 exactly. And I wanted to show you our worksheet that we've been using in class, or we've been talking about in class. Actually, we haven't used it yet. And you can see what Luke's talking about. Each letter has a certain value, and the goal is to try to create words that equal 100 cents or $1. And I challenge you to do this. And if you don't have one of these worksheets, you can make your own little chart. You see what each letter equals, A to Z from 1 cent to 26 cents. Mr. Terupt gave us time to get started. He wanted to make sure we understood the project and said he wondered who would be the first one to find a dollar word. I immediately made a data table of all the letters and their corresponding values, a quick reference for me. Then I started putting down any word that came to mind that had some of the bigger letters in it. Pretty equals 104. Walnut equals 91. Mr. equals 84. Then I thought, hey, wait a minute. What if I just tack on the letter S? Misters equals 103. No good, but very close. I figured this could still be a worthwhile strategy for other words. So he's just going to add the S on there. And the S is worth 19 cents. So there I was, cranking out words, trying to find the first dollar word of the year. When what do I hear? Peter and Alexia. This is the 4th year Peter's been in my class, and my 3rd time with Alexia. Peter's pretty funny, but sometimes he gets to be just too much. If I'm concentrating on my work and he just wants to joke around, it annoys me. But I like him. He's fun, and he's no stranger to trouble. Alexia, on the other hand, is always involved in some girl war. That stuff I don't get. She loves to wear flashy clothes, dresses, skirts, fancy shoes, and she always has the accessories to go with them. And she says the word like way too much. Alexia isn't a stranger to trouble either. She and Peter are a good match. Peter elbowed Alexia. Then I heard him whisper a word to her. That's not even close to $1, I thought. 53, Alexia said. No good. Try. Were they crazy? They were trying out rude words and giggling the whole time. I just knew they were going to get caught. That's no good either, Peter said. Maybe. What a butthead. And as soon as I thought it, I knew it was a word worth calculating. Sure enough, butthead equaled 81. I tacked on the S. There wasn't just one butthead, but 2 buttheads. A dollar word. I was just about to call out that I had found one when Peter beat me to it. I've got a word, he yelled. Buttocks! He strutted to the board like he was the coolest thing since sliced bread and wrote it for the class. Buttocks, he said again. Buttocs. Peter went on to demonstrate how the word added up to $1. Mr. Terupt didn't interrupt. Just as I was about to, the new girl did. Buttocks is spelled with a K in it, Peter, Jessica said. Peter looked at Mr. Terupt. Sorry, Peter, she's right. Better try again. And maybe you should choose a different type of word than the ones you've been coming up with. Peter slunk back to his seat. No surprise to me, Mr. Terupt knew what Peter was up to the whole time. I raised my hand. Mr. Terupt, I've got one. I walked up to the board and wrote butthead. That was followed by a chorus of laughs. Butthead, I said. Butthead adds up to 81 cents. But if we have more than one, then we get buttheads. And buttheads is a dollar word. Just ask Peter and Alexia. Mr. Terupt snickered. That's enough, Luke. I must say, this isn't a word I was expecting, but nonetheless, it's our first dollar word. Congratulations. Dollar Words was the best math project ever. We started it on a Wednesday, also a dollar word, and worked for 3 weeks. Through trial and error, a few strategies that I learned along the way, and some helpful hints from Mr. Terupt, I broke the record for most dollar words. My final poster was covered with 54 of them. Mr. Terupt looked at my work and smiled. Luke, this is excellent. Also a dollar word. You are the dollar word champ. And that is the end of our first chapter where we are introduced to Luke. And again, if you have this table that I sent home with you at home, you can be working on some dollar words. And if you don't, just create your own data table like Luke did. And when we get back to school in person, we will have a dollar word poster and a dollar word challenge where you can try to come up with as many dollar words as you can. I hope you enjoyed this chapter. Stay tuned for the next one, and we will hear more about Alexia. Have a great day.